We are back again. Hello, everyone. Erik Dunn here on False Count Anywhere on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network from Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Hope everyone's doing well. Um, yeah, we're 10 days away from Crown Jewel. I believe the rest of the updates are going to be there for next week, and I'll break down the full card. Um, kind of like at the end of last week's show, I gave a little bit some news on Patriots. I'll give you guys a little bit of that too, because there is a little bit of an update I have there. Celtics was tremendous last night again, so I don't know. Maybe I'll give a little bit of a positive update on that for you. Um, but yeah, it it's been quite an interesting 48 hours for WWE. Came as a shock to me on a couple of some updates on that too. Um, just as a quick little bit of a couple updates here before we get into the intro and all that. So Samantha Irving, the voice of Raw, the ring announcer voice from Monday Night Raw, is no longer with WWE anymore. It was announced that for months she's been planning it, her exit, and she's officially gone. And guess who's taken her place? Guess who's back? The legendary Lillian Garcia. She's now the full-time ring announcing voice from Monday Night Raw. So let's not forget this part either. When John Cena's retirement tour begins and when it ends, when Cena began his career and when he got to Raw, when he got traded and drafted in 05 to Raw, it was Lillian Garcia. She's going to be finishing Cena's career, announcing his matches. I thought it was pretty damn cool. Um, that was one change for you there. And then the other update has to do with the Raw and SmackDown results and the takeaways, which I'll give you as well. So we are live every Wednesday here at 5 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Follow us on our Facebook and our YouTube channels at RI Broadcasting for more information. Buy me a coffee at RI Broadcasting where you can help support the show. Please become a Patreon. Yep, become a Patreon supporter as well. Those that want to be involved on that side of the coin. And then for those that want to be an advertising sponsor with us for a business or getting your name out there for trying to promote, your ad will be read right over here, and it will also be seen. So not only will it be heard from myself, but it will be on the audio version for Spotify, Amazon, and Red Circle. Those wanting more information on how you can support the show or become a advertising sponsor for Rhode Island Broadcasting, Falls Count Anywhere, Sports Unfolded, or even Going On Daily, send email to the man behind the scenes, the creator of RIB, Rodrigo, at all one word, ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. That's all one word, at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. Ron will get you on your way, give you all the information that you need, and help become a part of the RIB family. And you can also find this show on Amazon, Google, Spotify, Red Circle, TuneIn, and Podbean Podcast as well when this is all over. With that being said, this broadcast of Falls Count Anywhere is the exclusive property of Baritone Productions at 990 WBOB for the private use of our audience, and any publication, reuse, redistribution by anyone is not prohibited, and it's given the express consent to be shared and is greatly appreciated. And for those that are wondering, I did not say WBOB. I said for RIB. We're not on broadcasting. And also just as a side note here, I was told no Patriots at all because of what happened last week, which was at the ending of the show where basically I gave the hopes that the Pats would actually beat the Jaguars, the 1-5 Jaguars in London, and the offense produced, but the defense couldn't, and then they all fizzled out of the end. The only thing I'll say about it, and I'll move on, and I'll make this like not even 30 seconds, probably like 15. Jerome Mayo in his post-game press conference called the entire team soft, and that is the worst thing you can ever do as an NFL head coach is call your own team soft. I think the locker room has already turned their back on him, and I think Drake May is going to continue to produce good results. All I can hope for is that they can stop the bleeding on Sunday at Gillette against the Jets. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But I think Mayo's out the door, and I think that the head coach search has already begun. Let's see if the Pats can stop the bleeding there. And we'll see what happens. But I did say on my show, I'm done with sports on 990 WBOB, which will be out tomorrow morning, that I accidentally called it that that Jerome Mayo was right for calling the team soft. Whether they are or they're not, the head coach can never say that because that just destroys the team's confidence. The ego gets inflated, and they don't give everything for them. So I'm taking back the comment I made on my show about that because I think it was completely just very disrespectful and unacceptable to even say that about your team, regardless if they are or whether they're not. You don't say that. Belichick never said that during his tenure with us as our head coach. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Hopefully they win Sunday, but we'll see. Raw and SmackDown are coming into the final turns before Crown Jewel in 10 days. And I'll also just say real quick, just to get this off my chest, Bruins got to get their act together. They're still struggling. Celtics, what an opening night last night. Rose banner 18 to the TD Garden Raptors, beat the crap out of the Knicks, almost broke the NBA record for threes in a single game. I just had to get that off my chest because it was a lot of fun. So listen to that game on the Sports Hub last night and watch it. It was a blast. So Celtics Nation is buzzing. I'm one of them. Now, the Raw and SmackDown takeaways. I believe I have the same 10 here. Yes, I do. And once again, it is from veteran NFL writer and Pat McAfee show correspondent Mark Caboli from WWE.com. And we're just going all the way down the line here from top to bottom. Now, also keep this in mind that with Mark Caboli, he gives his own opinions, and he also gives his own 10 takeaways from that. But however, when he does his 10 takeaways, I give my own 10. So I compare the notes of his and mine to see if our opinions are the same. So with that being said, let me give you my 10 takeaways. Number 1, odds and ends. SmackDown was full of workmanlike tag team matches. The Street Profits versus DIY versus Pretty Deadly in a triple threat tag team match. A-Town Under versus the Los Garzas. And finally, coming to WWE after a long time coming, the Motor City Machine Guns. You guys remember them from their long ass tenure in TNA? The Motor City Machine Guns. They're finally there. Keep an eye on them because even though they're new to WWE, they're not new to the wrestling world for many years of being in TNA. Many years, decades even, of being in TNA now. Maybe, I think it's been about 15 years. But also, every time I see Montez Ford, I'm more and more impressed. He hasn't had an extended singles run in the WWE yet, but man, you have to believe he's on the lip of the cup. One thing that a 2-hour Raw brings is it's not much time for nonsense. Because Raw moves quickly, and it has to, because of the fact that USA, with their contract, is 2 hours until they go to Netflix in January to kick off 25. Constant energy and excitement. And it's getting to the point where I need to see Karrion Kross in the ring wrestling. Trick Williams at ringside again, eh? The Judgment Day is a mess. And Adam Pearce may have been the overall star of the night at Raw this past Monday night, which I believe that he was. Number 2, does Rhea need help? So with Damian Priest off on his pursuit of the World Heavyweight Championship picture, Rhea has become the lone wolf. There's no doubt she can handle that type of expectation, but it's getting to the point now where she really needs an ally, even though that wasn't quite necessary on Raw. Rhea is battling Dirty Dom, Liv Morgan, the women's World Heavyweight Champion, and her bodyguard, Raquel Rodriguez, her former tag team title partner, on a weekly basis. And in the precarious position, she cannot continue to have 3 rivalries, but there is nobody out there that immediately jumps to mind to help her cause. The rumor going around right now is that they're looking to get Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair back in the WWE. There isn't an update right now on Becky. On Charlotte, the only update I have on her is she's still recovering from her surgery. I won't be surprised if she comes back for the Royal Rumble. I hope maybe she comes before then, but yeah, it's not looking good right now for that women's division. I'm not gonna lie to you. That women's division is looking pretty scarce, if you ask me, pretty sparse. Number 3, pressure ramps up. If the goal was to leave no doubt about how much Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed dislike each other, the mission got accomplished. There was 3 separate encounters scattered throughout the night, quite unusual. I'll give it that, quite unusual. But it came across that these two actually do hate each other. They're going to meet at Crown Jewel with not much room for interpretation in terms of what kind of match it needs to be. Anything less than sheer brutality is going to be looked at with a stink eye, or at least not live up to expectations. Reed is built for that. Rollins has wrestled only once since WrestleMania 6 months ago. Is Reed walking in with the advantage? Knowing what he's done before? I think so. Number 4. Did you say this about Kevin Owens? KO has a point. KO taped an interview from his car because he's still banned from attending WWE events following the beatdown of Cody a few weeks back. Owens pointed out that many WWE superstars have done more egregious things backstage and were punished. He does have a point. Owens feels underappreciated, feels like he was betrayed by the company. Hey, it's not like that they're hiding. And also, what else would mean when Randy was told by SmackDown GM Nick Aldis he couldn't have a match with Owens because those up above didn't want that to happen? Could that be the CCO Triple H or the president Nick Khan? Because the chief content officer and the president have been running the show for WWE. What do you think that could mean? So what do you think Randy could do with that? We're going to have to see. Number 5, Gunther's dismissal. Another Raw and another solid promo from the World Heavyweight Champion by saying a grand total of 5 words when Damian Priest interrupted his talk with Jackie Redmond. Okay, El Champion, good for you. Gunther said that when Priest said he was coming after his title after Crown Jewel. Gunther had a lengthier talk before that, but basically calling Cody Rhodes a phony, which was also good. But it's becoming clear by the week that Gunther is hitting a new level as a superstar. Number 6, mental overload. Raw announcer Wade Barrett explained it as bedlam, mayhem, and chaos. He may have undersold what happened during the tag team #1 contenders tournament between the New Day and the Authors of Pain. So this is what happened within a span of 1 minute. R-Truth attacks Miz that allows New Day to win in advance. Cross with AOP then takes out R-Truth while Xavier Woods holds Kofi back from helping. Though the Wyatt 6 shows up and takes out Cross and AOP, Miz avoids it and comes out unscathed until Uncle Howdy enters into the picture and he gets his hands on Miz. Paul Ellering pushes him to the side and Howdy administered the mandible claw on him. It may have been a little too much to digest in just one sitting. Number 7, powerful moment. Reigns telling Solo that I told my dad I fixed this when he was trying to reunite the family might have revealed the true motivation of Reigns' effort to reunite the bloodline and also explain why Roman hasn't been his dominant self as of late. Reigns' father, Sika of the famed Wild Samoans, passed away back in the summer. His brother and tag team partner, Alpha, passed not long after. After everything that we've been through and gone through in the spring, and we lost in the summer, and we stand like this divided, I want paydays coming from the heavens. Wow. Number 8, don't tease me like that. It may have lasted a total of 5 seconds, but it was well worth it. During the Intercontinental title match, Jacob Fatu methodically climbed over the barricade, walked slowly towards Breaker, and stood face to face to what could have been the loudest pop of the night. But it was, I believe, Jay or Jimmy's suicide dive that broke it up. But don't tease us like that. I don't know if those two have any beef at all, but let's hope they do. Could you imagine a face-off in a match between those two rhinos? I think that's a moneymaker in my eyes. Number 9, Roman no longer reigning. Remember when Roman held the undisputed WWE Championship for 1,316 days, the fourth longest reign in company history? One of the more dominant figures over the past decade has been beaten down and embarrassed by the guy he once laughed at when it was suggested he could become the next tribal chief. Solo and the New Bloodline have beat down Reigns the past 2 weeks only after he tried to make good with his cousin and appease his wishes by acknowledging him as the tribal chief. It's concerning, but don't look at it as a negative for Reigns. Look at it as strengthening the New Bloodline's dominance. If that means some short-term misery for Reigns, maybe until Apostle Paul Heyman return or Jay joins it, so be it. And finally, number 10, fairly new Yeet. 14 years for 4 weeks. You have got to feel bad for Jay dropping the Intercontinental title to Braun less than a month after winning it from him, especially with all the pomp and circumstance that surrounded Jay's first ever singles title. Arguably, Jay is one of the most over guys in this company, and for him to lose the way he did with outside interference from the New Bloodline certainly didn't go over well with the Yeet Nation. But let's not look back, let's look forward. Jay is now clear to take care of some family business and repair his relationship with his cousin Roman and brother Jimmy to take out Solo in the New Bloodline, which is getting stronger by the week. I don't look at it as the end for Oos, maybe just a pause. Interesting. Pretty interesting. So, yeah, I was not happy whatsoever with that. Jay gets cost the Intercontinental title after only a 28-day reign. That's BS. I mean, I know Braun's the main eventer, and here's the thing: I've known that about him. As part of the Steiner family, but I'm hoping Jay will get a rematch. But I'm not gonna lie to you, that does set him up though for Survivor Series War Games in Vancouver for trying to get the bloodline together. Um, ugh, that was a mess. Like that whole thing was a pain in the ass with that. The only thing is this: with the United States and the Intercontinental titles both being in the mid card, Jay is a top mid card player, but I think he is a main eventer. I do believe at some point Jay will be world heavyweight champion. At some point. My only question is who's going to dethrone Gunter? No idea. Could be Damien. Might be Priest. All right. But hey, I guess we'll find out. So, looking at everything right now, let me look at Crown Jewel for a second here. So, there's only 3 matches. Um, Seth and Bronson, that's been added. That was added from Raw Monday. Both women's champions are going to go face to face. Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, and then both world champions, Cody Rhodes and Gunther, are going to face off. Those are the updates right now for Crown Jewel. Nothing else has been said on Crown Jewel because there's hasn't been anything else really at all. But I will say that um, that there is not an update still on Brock, but there but what I will say is that Triple H has been in discussions with Brock and trying to get him back. Can we see the return of the Beast incarnate? Okay, storyline fizzled out. Yeah, I saw that. I agree with you on that. I mean, it kind of went stale a little bit. Ugh, ugh, allergies. But yeah, SmackDown this Friday will be interesting. I'll have the takeaways for you there again. Um, and then we're also going to go over the entire card of Crown Jewel, completely over, and I'll have my uh I'll have my predictions for you, and I'll be ready to go. So that will be on the card for next week. And my records right now, I'm 16-12. Ron is 6-4. So let's see how the numbers will fare out in 2 weeks. But with Crown Jewel in 10 days, I'm pretty certain WWE is going to be finalizing that card next week. So to sum up this show, Crown Jewel card, I will dissect it. Any more updates on that, I'll have for you. The Raw and SmackDown takeaways, we will do them again. Um, and then just to wrap the show up, Patriots, can they finally get a damn win on Sunday? Bruins, can they turn around? And Celtics, can they continue to be hot? And that's all that I've got for you guys for this episode and this rendition of Falls Count Anywhere here on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. This has been another presentation of this program. Thank you guys for being a part of it again. Please help me share this out. Help me get the view count up because every time you guys watch, every time you guys share it, it means a lot. Please help support Rhode Island Broadcasting as well. Sports Unfolded going on daily. Please tune into those. Especially the man behind the scenes, Ron Regal, because he's got some interesting stuff coming up regarding Sports Unfolded over the next several days. Because I know that for him and his co-host Eric, I know they go over a bunch of stuff on Sports Unfolded. I know they go over a lot of Boston sports as well, kind of like how I do with 990 WBOB. But I know he's much about. I know that he's a hockey guy too, so he kind of dives into the Bruins a little bit more. Um, but he's a realist. He tells it he tells the way it is. He won't BS you. He won't lie to you. He'll be honest with you, like how I am with WWE. And the biggest thing for us is we could just use the help, and you guys being able to just be a part of it makes it better. So Patreon, buy me a coffee. Any way you can help support this company, support this station, this channel, these three shows. FCA going on daily and Sports Unfolded. We are the engine that keeps the motor running for Rhode Island Broadcasting because we put out the most views compared to all the other shows, and we do our best to give you the best quality that we can for you and give you guys everything that we can give you for the best entertainment, but also the most real facts and the most true statements. So I'm looking forward to continue to building up that trust with all of you and building that relationship as we've been doing for the last year and a half almost. So I'm looking forward to next week, guys, and it will be yeah, it's actually going to be the last broadcast for the month of October because Halloween will be the day after. So I'll see you guys next week for the last one of October. Thank you so much for watching and for listening.